Justin Barba, Mindful Barbarian here. So yesterday I went in and I had my 12th tattoo session on my right arm. And I recorded different bits and pieces. Recorded some before, recorded some after, recorded some during, actually, without light setup. My Beth wasn't around and available, so it was kind of harder. I just set it up. I recorded some stuff handheld, doesn't look good. I'm probably throwing a little bit of that in right now. So I did that, and I didn't necessarily have a goal. I thought, oh, I'll just tattoo it. You know, like if I'm vlogging stuff, I'll tattoo it. Where am I going with this? Well, today I realized what the takeaway from this experience is. And the more I do this, I realize the channel, I'm probably going to do a ton of videos like this, record some experience, and what is my takeaway? How can you then, you know, how can I share that with you and you get something out of it? So expectations. Jesus, I haven't combed my hair yet, and I realized that because I got stricken with inspiration, and I thought, okay, so, and I'm on a thing of like, well, screw it. Throw yourself out there, don't comb your hair, whatever. But I forgot that I actually meant to comb my hair before I recorded, so whatever, I'm just gonna do this. And it has gel in it, so it's gonna get all gross. I'm gonna have to get it wet again. But expectations. I came into it expecting it to hurt. I thought, oh, there's gonna be spots, and this has been 12 sessions. I mean, I started in January, and right now it's November 2nd. So when I started out with it, I expected for sure that things were gonna hurt like hell. There were gonna be spots that really sucked. And there have been, but it hasn't been bad. There have been a few spots, like I didn't like it when she did the first day. The first day she did the flower. This flower on my hand was the first part of it. And then she outlined the dragon's head and got the base of that done. It wasn't bad, it was just outlined. The next day, and she filled it in though. And then I had the expectation that it was gonna hurt. You know, and I mean, I have my Jolly Roger. I have a dagger that's part of a cover up in here that you can still see part of it, and she kind of still has to make it go away all the way, but I've got those, but it's been a long time. I mean, I got those tattoos in 1998 and 2004, and and I remember this one felt like a cat scratch, a lot of it, and that's what I used to say, is it feels like a cat scratching you, and they start to scratch you, and it just keeps on going. So it kind of burns, kind of hurts, it's not pleasant. So at this point in my experience of 12 sessions of doing this, and having some areas that she had to work to pack the color in, I started wondering, like, hey, so what's my deal? Why doesn't it hurt more? Why doesn't it hurt at all most of the time? Why am I indifferent to it? Like, while she is tattooing me, more than 90% of the time, I'm indifferent to that. We're sitting there talking, we get along well, I really like her. And Lacey Z, again, she's great. I told her actually yesterday that I was putting together a mini video on this, and she doesn't need the shout outs for that stuff, but she is doing tons of other creative things that I think are really cool. I'm gonna share some links to that in the description. She's got a lot of irons in the fire, and I mean, she's been tattooing for 21 years, but she's an artist. And so it's really cool to hang out with somebody who is an artist and who is so creative. And then she turns her attention with this pandemic to many other areas that she's already pursued. I mean, she's a stage performer and a physical artist in sculpting and painting and drawing. So many things, and then obviously putting it on your body. And I might see if she'll do some channel art for me, for my channel, if this sucker actually takes off and goes anywhere. So, well, we talked about it yesterday, so I know she'll do it. But anyway, so we've talked about the pain a lot, and you know, I'm not some tough guy, you know, not at all. Well, maybe, but no, I'm not really. And if I was tough, I'd quit eating bad stuff and I'd slim down a little bit and go to the gym like 4 days a week, like I used to do, instead of like 2 or 3, or right now working out with bands at home. But that's an aside. Anyway, it really hasn't hurt that much, and there's certain areas that do. Like I expected the tail here, I expected that to hurt a lot. It wasn't anything. Like it didn't even bother me at all. I mean, and I've been rating it on a 1 to 10 scale all the time. So, you know, like the tail she had done moving down, I kept thinking, oh, it's gonna be bad, and it wasn't. In here sucked, and around my wrist sucked. But then, like yesterday, she added a petal here. It was nothing. I thought it was gonna hurt. It was nothing. You know what did hurt? One of the ones that hurt them was doing this flower right here yesterday, and the one in the back. Like those, it went up to like 6 out of 10, where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not fun. I don't love it. I don't love this, but it wasn't bad. I could sit there and do it. But there were a few times where I had involuntary like twitches in my hand. Usually that doesn't happen that much. And I had to actually focus myself for a second and think, okay, be here with this. And for practicing mindfulness, on one hand, you could really be focusing on where you're at and what you're doing. And I do that, but I'm not sitting around thinking, oh man, this hurts at all. And so I'd say the takeaway from this whole thing is your mindset is what's important. My expectation now is it's probably not going to hurt. I don't necessarily expect it not to. I kind of expect it to hurt, but I'm not pre-working myself up. I don't do that about things that much anyway, especially not anymore. But I don't expect it to hurt, so I just kind of do my thing. I go in there, she gets all ready. We decide right before she started what she's going to do. She's getting her booth set and getting things sanitized and covered up and getting her equipment out. And we don't even know what we're going to do next. It doesn't really matter. And so, because I just roll with it. And I roll with the pain. Doesn't hurt that much anyway. So I'm kind of like, well, okay, I don't have to roll with much because it's not that bad. But I think we can take this and we can apply that to life. In pretty much most any situation you're going to get into. Try to live in the moment. Try to not have expectations too far one way or the other. Don't be too negative. If you're being too negative and assuming that it's going to suck or it's going to hurt or you're going to fail, it's going to. If you think it's going to hurt and you go in there and you do something and it actually, if you could peel that shit away and then take a look at what's going on, it's really likely that it doesn't hurt half as much as you think it does. And with this, I mean, we could say too, there is science related to it as far as, your body gets used to it. You're kicking out endorphins, like your body has a response to it. My body's now conditioned to like, you're going to get hammered for a while, for like stretches of, 7 hours is the longest she's gone. I've had the shortest was like 3 or 2, something like that. So my body's gotten used to it over time, but I think it's my brain has gotten used to it. And I don't think it's a big deal, so it isn't a big deal. You can't apply it to everything, but I mean, there are many things where you can, or many areas you can apply that. Do it. Do that. So seize the day. Don't be afraid. And just go do your thing. And if it does hurt, fuck it. Who cares? Just deal with it. Take it. That's what I do. That's what I do with this anyway. So, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time. I don't know if any of you guys, if you've seen my other videos and have actually watched them all the way through, I got a thing I do at the end of these videos. I have a damn good time selecting how I'm going to do it and who I'm going to use. So I look at my analytics, and a lot of people aren't making it to the end. They make it to this point where I'm kind of doing the, hey, please support my channel, like, subscribe. And they don't watch my funny thing at the end. I'm going to tell you what. I'm biased because it's me, but you're missing out. Do that and then go watch my other videos and see who appears in the ending of each one. It's somebody different every time. And I'm having fun with that.